Amaran sir, any problem, sir?
Already I share, no?
You're sharing. I'm asking that PPT is first slide, sir.
No, it's okay. Everything okay. Everything okay.
Can you share that first slide, sir? PPT first slide.
That is welcome is there, no?
No, it's not visible, sir.
But from me it will be visible, no? It's not visible.
Yes, sir. It is not visible, sir. Your screen, that PPT is not visible, sir.
Okay, sir. 1 minute.
Okay,
Okay.
sir.
It will be sharing is there, no? Okay, again I share that window. Now you can check, sir.
Okay. Now you open that PPT, sir.
PPT is open,
You are
sir.
no. You are in sharing now. Go to that PPT. Minimize that screen and open that PPT, which you already downloaded on the desktop. I think so.
Already
Minimize that. Minimize this screen.
Nothing is showing, no? Okay. 1 minute. Stop sharing. Share. And desktop. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is visible now.
Now. Okay, sir. I send a different one. That's why. Here will be lots of option is there for sharing. Now maybe visible, sir.
Yes, visible, sir. Go to first slide, sir. First slide, sir.
First slide, welcome,
Yes.
sir.
Yes, sir. Welcome, sir. This is the slide, sir. Right, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, Samrin, sir, if you don't mind, can you operate that slide, sir?
Yes, I can operate.
Okay, thanks, sir. Thanks a lot. Sir, is it speaker, sir? Join, sir.
So far not join. I told that to join. Wait.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Hello, excuse me, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello, excuse. Sir,
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
present signal is not available, sir. In mine. Then
Okay, sir.
our video will be recorded. Then after open see this video, sir. I requested. Video will be
Okay, sir.
recorded. Sir. I mean,
Not issue, sir. Video is recording.
in this
After
area.
finishing of this webinar, we will definitely share with you, sir. This recording.
Thank you.
This recording webinar will be shared with you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Farooq sir.
Sir,
Sir, speaker told that is entering within 5 minutes.
so I have to wait, sir. Shall I start?
You wait, you wait.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Sir, Farooq sir.
Sir, sir, tell me, sir.
Entering. Speaker are entering.
Okay, sir.
I will tell them after that.
Okay,
Okay, Bivas
sir,
sir.
just tell so that I will start,
Bivas
sir.
sir.
Just
Okay. Now we can start, sir.
shall I start, sir?
Yes, start.
Okay. 5 minutes, sir. Introduction, brief introduction, sir. So
Okay.
today we are get that the very eminent speaker and that Dr. Vivas Rai from that Poilan Institute of Management and Poilan Group as a principal, and he is working as an NIT Silchar also. He is that very eminent speaker for that webinar, and he has done several things in that industrial automation, EIEC, several fields he are working. Now I can hand it over my mic to that my joint speaker, to that joint coordinator, to Farooq, and for that the introduction and welcome session.
Sir, thank you, Samrin sir. Shall I start, sir, now?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Sir, is it audible, sir?
Yes, audible.
Okay, sir. So, good morning, dear participants. Myself is Abdul Farooq, joint coordinator of this webinar, working as an assistant professor in the Department of ECE. And on behalf of Vigyan Institute of Management and Technology for Women, I welcome today's speaker, Dr. Bivas Roy, sir, and all the participants to today's webinar on industrial automation. So before knowing about this webinar, let me deliver a few words about our college. Actually, Saminar, Saminar sir, can you go to the next slide, sir? So our college name is Vigyan Institute of Management Technology for Women, which was established in the year of 2008 by our respected chairman, Sir L. Rattaya, sir, to provide quality education for girl students. And the college having core branches like EC, CSC, and IT, which all are NB accredited. College was facilitated with good infrastructure, well laboratories, and well experienced faculty. We people encourage the students for doing in-house projects, and also apart from academic, we encourage the students to participate in events like workshops, national symposium, and all other curriculum activities. And we have a healthy food and hostel facility for girl students in the campus itself. We have a training and placement cell in which most of the students placed in top MNC companies. And finally, we proudly announce that we are the staff belongs to EC department, conducted 2 webinars, and conducting this webinar also under the guidance and supervision of our respected HOD Vijay Kumar R. Urkude, sir. So today's webinar and topic is on industrial automation. And before handovering the session to the speaker, sir, let me share a few words about this actual scenario of this current industrial automation. As far as I know, as we are seeing the technology growth in the market day by day, the new electronic and electrical, mechanical, and computer devices were developed in the recent years, and these are all together playing a major role in the automation. In earlier days, the manufacturing and other industries purely depends on human power. But nowadays, development in the technology leads to everything automated in the current industries. And today I am very happy to inform you that right now we are with the eminent speaker, Dr. Bivas Roy sir, who is ready to share his experience and knowledge with us on the topic of industrial automation. So let me introduce the today's eminent speaker. He is Dr. Bivas Roy sir. Good morning, sir. On behalf of Vigyan Group of Institutions, we welcome you to this webinar, sir.
Hello, sir. Sir, your voice is breaking.
Is it audible, sir?
Yes, now
It's
audible.
audible. It's audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Good morning, sir. Dr. Bivas Roy, sir. On the behalf of Vigyan Group, we welcome you to this webinar, sir.
Okay, thank you.
And sir, let me introduce about the speaker, sir. He was presently working as a principal for Pylon Technical Campus, Kolkata, and Pylon Groups from West Bengal. I was a very young principal who is working in the big institutions like Pylon Group of Institutions from West Bengal. He was awarded with a PhD in the year of 2018 from Kalyani University, West Bengal, and he completed MTech in the stream of Instrumentation and Control Engineering in the year of 2008 from University of Kolkata, BE in the stream of Electronics and Information Engineering in the year of 2004 from Burdwan University. Sir is totally having 15 years of teaching experience, in which 13 years he worked as an associate and assistant professor for different well-known engineering colleges from West Bengal. And also he worked 2 years as an assistant professor in NIT Silchar, Assam. And he has a very good research experience in the field of automation, communication, and antennas. During his entire career, teaching career, he dealt different subjects like digital design, mobile communication, microwave in the BTech level, and the subjects like mechatronics, advanced microprocessor, instrumentation, and microcontroller applications in the MTech level, respectively. These are the some subjects only we have shown. Sir has in the entire career dealt so many subjects, and he has nearly 5 international journals publications, especially in the fields of automation, communication, and antennas. Apart from the regular activities, sir has also attended for nearly 10 short-term and refreshment courses during his career to improve his skills and knowledge, which are some namely are mentioned in the slide here. Say backslide, sir. Summary, sir. Can you go to backslide one, sir? These are the some courses which the speaker sir was attended, and some microcontroller embedded systems and signal systems and recent trends in embedded systems. All these are conducted by IIT Kharagpur, and this shows that the speaker sir is very much interested to learn and work in the new technologies, and also he is also conducted and attended nearly 20 conferences and seminars and workshops, namely in the fields of advanced computing, instrumentation, power plant, nanotechnology, and sensor science technology, embedded systems. Among these, which we shown few only in the slides. So, so this is all about the speaker, sir. So we are we people are very lucky to have a well experienced, knowledgeable speaker with us. Once again, good morning to Dr. Bivas Roy, sir. I again welcome you, sir, to the webinar. I request
Okay.
speaker, sir, to start the session.
Okay, thank you. Can you audible?
Yes, sir, audible, sir.
Can my slide is shared?
Yes,
My
yes, you can
PPT
share.
is shared.
Yes.
It is.
No, suppose.
You can see my PPT.
No, no,
No,
no,
sir,
so
no.
far not seen.
Okay. Now,
No, not no,
now,
no, not seen, sir.
now,
Just
Okay, sir. Is
now
it
is okay.
audible, sir?
Now is okay. Now coming, sir.
now it's okay.
Uh,
Okay, thank you. So, let's start.
yes, you can start, sir.
May I audible?
Yes, audible.
Okay, already what is automation? What is automation? Already someone is introducing. I just quote this line from Wikipedia that automation or labor saving technique is the technology by which a process or procedure is performed with minimal human assistance. This line is particularly taken from the Wikipedia. So let's see what is automation and how automation is achieved. Uh, though here most of the are students, so I'm starting from the very beginning or from the starting of the automation. Basically, this is the block diagram or this is the process of automation, how automation can be achieved. So if I come to the first block diagram, that is measured medium. Now see that whatever we are want to control or whatever we want to monitor or whatever we want to measure, basically our environmental parameter are non-electrical quantity. Non-electrical quantity means like temperature, pressure, humidity, wind speed, RPM, whatever you want to measure, all environmental parameter are non-electrical quantity. But modern measurement are PC based measurement or computer based measurement. So engineers or our first aim is to convert this non-electrical quantity to electrical form of energy. Why electrical form of energy? Because nowadays we the engineer are situated in the AC environment in our control room, and we are monitoring or measure or control the field instrument that is far away from the control room. So we need to transmit the data from field instrument to control room. That is only possible if the signal is in electrical form of energy. But our measured medium are basically non-electrical quantity. So for that purpose, we first make this non-electrical quantity to usable form of energy or measure or electrical form of energy. That purpose we are using sensor or transducer. Now, according to the definition of the sensor or transducer, according to the definition of the sensor, transducer is a device which converts one form of energy to another usable form of energy. Can I hear? There is no any problem of listening? Can
No.
I order?
Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Now, according to the definition of the transducer, transducer is a device which converts one form of energy to another usable form of energy. So, using transducer, suitable transducer, we first convert this non-electrical quantity to electrical form of energy. Not only electrical form, basically transducer convert one form of energy to another form of energy. It's not always convert in electrical form of energy. But our engineer aim to convert this non-electrical quantity to electrical form of energy. Why electrical form of energy? Because if it is electrical form of energy, then data can be transmitted from one place to another place. And electrical amplification, attenuation, wave shaping, these kinds of electrical treatment can be done using transducer. So later I am telling them how we choose sensor or what is the process of transducer selection or what is the detail I will tell in this session. But I first go through this session, this block diagram. Let's after that we get electrical form of energy. Our first aim is to non-electrical quantity is to convert the electrical form of energy. Then this electrical form of energy may be not usable from or not ready to transmit. Ready to transmit means, suppose we want to measure temperature using thermocouple. Now thermocouple output is in millivoltage range. So if we transmit from millivoltage range from Kolkata to Hyderabad, we cannot get the signal in the far end or in Hyderabad. Data transmission loss will be occurred, and that is not possible. So we need to, before transmitting, we need to treatment the signal. Signal conditioning unit first make the signal perfect, but there is no fixed rule of signal conditioning unit. As per client need or industrial need, you should design your own signal conditioning unit. Uh, as an example, though this is a girls college, girls are using conditioner for make their hair beautiful. Now every hair not required the same treatment. Some hair required oil treatment, some hair required egg treatment, some hair required curd treatment. So it's depend on the hair condition. Like this, all signal are not required the same treatment or same conditioning unit. You, as per your requirement or industrial need, you should design your own signal conditioning unit. Some signal required amplification, very weak signal, we cannot transmit the signal. Prerequisite condition is to amplify the signal. Otherwise, in the far end, we cannot get the signal properly. Filtering, some noise are introduced in the signal, so it required filtering. Now, modern measurement are computerized measurement. Now, computer understand what? 5-volt DC current. Now, computer is a digital system, but most of the transducer output are in analog form of energy. So we need to convert this analog signal to digital form of energy. A to D converter is required. Step up transformer can be used, may be used, or step down transformer may be used. Wave shaping, these are the common signal conditioning unit requirement, but whatever the treatment is required, that is totally depend on industrial need or your system design requirement or your economical condition. Nowadays, very important technique can be also introduced in signal conditioning unit, that is self-diagnosis technique. Now, what is self-diagnosis technique? I am giving one example. If a motor is running in normal condition, so it has certain sound. Now suddenly the motor goes to the abnormal condition. Its sound is changed as well as its vibration is also changed. So if we monitor the motor sound and vibration, we can monitor the health condition of the motor. And this is introduced in signal conditioning unit nowadays. If the field instrument goes to the abnormal condition, any kinds of abnormal condition, that signal cannot be conveyed from the control room. It will be blocked. Another thing, very important thing, physical isolation. Physical isolation means field instrument is situated far away from the control room, maybe 1000 kilometer distance, maybe 1 meter distance, one maybe 100 meter distance. Whatever the industrial need, it will be mostly it will be situated far away from the control room. So if certain surge will be happen or certain abnormal condition will be happen or some burning condition will be happen, we don't want to convey that problem to the control room. We make physical isolation from field instrument to control room. Some opto isolator nowadays introduced, some circuit maker, some fuse can be also introduced in signal conditioning unit. Basically, safety circuit is very important while we are designing signal conditioning unit. So, any kinds of, basically these are the primary requirements: safety, physical isolation from field instrument to control room, self-diagnosis technique. These are the very common requirements. Safety item means whatever your economical condition, make any kinds of safety requirement. It may be fuse, it may be circuit breaker, it may be opto-isolator. Whatever safety circuit you must introduce in your design signal conditioning unit. And I'm already told that amplification, attenuation, wave shaping, filter design, A2T converter, these are the common technique for designing your own signal conditioning unit, but it's all are depend on your industrial need or physical need. Now, these are the signal conditioning unit. Now come to the next part. After signal conditioning unit, data will be transmitted from field instrument to control room. Now, in engineering term, data transmission is called telemetry. Telemetry is the process of data transmission from one place to another place. What I'm telling, telemetry is the process of data transmission from one place to another place. It has three parts. One is called telemetry transmitter, who transmits the signal. Telemetry channel, through the data will be transmitted. Telemetry receiver, who receive the data. Now, basically, data transmission are two types. One is wired, another is wireless. As per your requirement or as per your industrial requirement, again, your economical condition, you should design your own data transmission unit. All your communication knowledge will be implemented here. Now, if it is in wired data transmission, then we can transmit the data in voltage from or current from or frequency from. If the data transmission distance is less, suppose 10 meters, then we can transmit the data just using voltage from. But if we want to transmit the data from Kolkata to Hyderabad using voltage from, this is not practically possible. Voltage will be dropped. In the far end, we cannot get any kinds of voltage. We get zero voltage. So for long distance data transmission, we first convert this voltage to current from, and using current from we can transmit data. And in this transmission receiving section, we again convert I to V converter, current to voltage. We convert current to voltage, and we get the, in this way we can transmit the data. And if the data will be transmitted, suppose above 50 kilometers, we can transmit signal using frequency from. These are the general data transmission. Another data transmission technique is Bluetooth data transmission technique. Whatever in industry or in biomedical data transmission, Bluetooth sometimes we are using. It all are depend on your industrial need or what client want. That is the primary requirement for data transmission. So data transmission can be happen. Next part is display unit. Display means control room. This also depends on your client need. Some client want that I want to see the data in graphical manner. Some client want that I want to see the data in numerical form. Someone want that I want to see a blue, red and yellow light. If some danger zone or something is happen, red light will be blinking and there is a hooter will be there, and these kinds of, as far as it is totally depend on your industrial need or client need, what client you want, what client need. It is total depend on your how you design your own display unit. Some 7 segment display may be used in your project purpose. or some computer display can be happen. So display, structured recorder, numerical from graphical display. Nowadays, LabVIEW are also using some display purpose. So these are the display unit. Next unit is the control unit. Control unit means, come to the first slide, this control unit. Control unit means control the measured parameter. Now, it also depends on client need or industrial need. Common control technique are the PLC based control, DCS based control, microprocessor based control, on-off control, manual control, software based control. Nowadays, we are using software based control. Why software based control? In your syllabus, you are studying microprocessor. Microprocessor is very important tool for very cheap level control requirement. But nowadays, we are using software based control. Why software based control? If it is in software based control, then data can be recorded or data can be stored for further use. But in case of the microprocessor based control, there is no data recording process is there. In industry, there are 3 shifts are going on. One is night shift, another is day shift, noon shift, and these kinds of 8 into 3 shifts are going on. And someone is coming in the night shift, and there is something happen or malfunction will be happen. There is no scope of recalling the data in case of the microprocessor based system, but in case of the software based system, we can recall the data. So nowadays software based system are utilized. Another thing is that in case of the software based system, if we want to upgrade the instrument feature, we just change the software without hampering the hardware circuit. But in case of the microprocessor based system, it is totally vendor defined instrument. Suppose the set point is in 40 degrees centigrade. So we cannot change, or user cannot change this set point without hampering the hardware circuit. But in case of the software based system, just a single mouse click can be changed the set point. So software based system are nowadays introduced. So these are the general process of designing any kinds of automation technique. These are the general process or general block diagram of automation technique. Now I'm explaining some practical application. Suppose I want to measure temperature, or in a thermal power plant, the water is heating, the steam is produced. Using this steam, turbine is moving, and there is a electricity is produced. This is the simple layman language, and whatever how to produce electricity. But there are lot of measured parameter or monitoring parameter are there. Example, temperature. Now come to the first block diagram, temperature. Now what is temperature? Temperature is totally non-electrical. May I audible, sir? Hello? May I audible?
Yes, sir. You
Yes,
can
sir,
audible,
audible,
sir.
Okay. I just checking. Okay. Now
No,
come
no,
to the temperature measurement system. Now, for choosing a sensor, temperature measurement system. Now, first thing is that what kinds of temperature you want to measure. Suppose you want to measure room temperature in your AC machine. Then you can use a thermistor. Now, I'm just telling that what is thermistor. Thermistor is a thermally sensitive device. The resistance is changed as per your, there are 2 types of thermistor. I'm not getting detail of the thermistor, but using thermistor you can measure NTC type, PTC type, whatever. I'm not getting detail, But using thermistor, you can measure temperature, very low temperature. Suppose in 15 degrees centigrade temperature. Now you want to measure temperature above 200 degrees centigrade. Suppose approximately 200 degrees centigrade temperature. Then you can measure RT. Now you want to measure 500 degrees centigrade temperature. You can select your transducer or sensor and thermocouple can be used. Now, if you want to measure temperature of a boiler in a thermal power plant, where the iron is in melting condition, whatever the sensor you are giving, you cannot. The sensor will be melted. So in that condition where physical contact is not possible, very high temperature, there we can use, we can measure the temperature in radiation, in respect of radiation. There is pyrometer are there. Using pyrometer, you can measure the radiation. Stephen Boltzmann law is there. Is equal to T1 T to the power 4 minus T to the power. There is a law. I'm not going to the detail. But using pyrometer, you can measure the temperature of the high temperature. Suppose 10,000 degrees centigrade temperature, 20,000 degrees centigrade temperature you can measure using optical pyrometer or using total radiation pyrometer, partial radiation pyrometer. You can use measurement. So see that the range of the measured medium, it changes your selection of the transducer or sensor. While your temperature measurement measurement is in 15 degrees centigrade temperature, then you choose simple thermistor. While you are measuring temperature of 100 degrees centigrade temperature using RT. While you are measuring temperature of 6,000 degrees centigrade temperature using thermocouple. While you are measuring temperature of above 20,000 degrees centigrade temperature, then you measure in respect of where you directly cannot measure the temperature, you measure the radiation. Every hot body radiate energy. This radiation you can measure using this radiation. There is a rule. It is there is a mathematical calculation. Is there? The simple formula is there. Stephen Boltzmann law. Using this Stephen Boltzmann law, you can get the temperature using thermopile. So see that as per your temperature, as per your temperature range, your sensor transducer selection or your transducer selection or your transducer variety will be changed. So this is the primary requirement. Now, when your transducer selection will be changing, your signal conditioning design will be also changed. Suppose in case of very low temperature like 15 degrees centigrade temperature, then the output of the thermistor is in resistance from. The simple Wheatstone bridge can be used. Using this resistance from, we can design our own signal conditioning unit. RTD, there is again resistance from, but in thermocouple there is millivoltage from, but in the radiation parameter there is thermopile is there, then again millivoltage from. So your transducer output or sensor output is different as per your measured parameter. So you should design your signal conditioning unit in different way. Then suppose temperature can be getting in electrical form. We assume that it is in electrical form. And now this is, we want to interface the signal to a computer. Thermocouple output is want to interface using a computer, because nowadays industry and computer based industry, you are sitting in front of a computer and monitoring the whole plant. So you should first interface the signal using a to a computer. So electrical signal output, whatever I am telling, that transducer output is in electrical from. Transducer output is in electrical from or millivoltage from. So it is in analog from. It is in analog from. So first A to D converter is required. Then we get the digital form of signal. This digital form of signal then directly we make this signal in amplification, attenuation, whatever I am telling you. Your analog electronics knowledge, digital electronics knowledge are implemented while you are designing your signal conditioning unit. Some op-amp can be used to design, and then some dash card are there. Dash card means data acquisition card. I am not going to the detail of the dash. Data acquisition card. Basically, field into instrument are situated far away from far away, and data will be acquisited, and that will be interface. There is a 6 NI National Instrumentation Dash card is there. Nowadays, it is very interesting thing that dedicated channel are there in dash card, and there is dedicated channel means suppose there is a dash card, NI dash card is there. 1 number channel is dedicated for thermocouple. 2 number channel is dedicated for RT. 3 number channel is dedicated for thermistor. So inbuilt there is signal conditioning unit is already made. You cannot design your own signal conditioning unit. You just connect your dedicated sensor to this dash card, and it will be interfaced easily to your computer, and there is wireless data transmission unit is also there, that will be happen. So you should design your own signal conditioning unit. Then design your data transmission unit again. Now how data will be transmitted, that will be depend on your need. Suppose you want to transmit. Now I am situated in Kolkata. I want to transmit the signal here to Andaman. So in your communication knowledge, all are implemented for designing your data transmission unit. Some satellite data transmission can be processed, can be implemented. Some optical fiber data communication can be implemented. Some wired data communication can be implemented. Some Bluetooth data transmission can be implemented. So data transmission also depend on your industrial need or your client need. What your client want, whatever your client want, you should implement here. In your BTech career, you will learn sensor transducer, you learn analog electronics, digital electronics, DSP, that all are implemented. This knowledge all are implemented while you are designing your signal conditioning unit, because no one help you when you are in the practical field. Just your client told, I want to measure the signal, I want to transmit the signal using this form, and you should design your own system. So this then display, this is also depend on your client need, and control also, control part total depend on you, whatever you want to design. So these are the basically, I'm not getting elaborately, these are the general process of automation technique. So while you are designing or while you are in the industry, you just remember whatever this slide, third number slide, the block diagram, measured medium, sensor transducer, signal conditioning unit, data transmission unit, display unit. These are the general block diagram. You should design your own system and your industrial requirement. You just remember that these are the process of automation nowadays. There are lots of automation technique are there. Some lab nowadays, some LabVIEW software are introduced. And very important thing nowadays, if there is any malfunction happen in your industry, a self-generating SMS will be coming to the client mobile. There is a short description of the malfunction, and that will be come to your client mobile number, and as per client requirement and as per need, you can rectify the problem. Another thing is that annunciator. Now an annunciator is also present in a industry. What is annunciator? Annunciator is basically a alarming system. If any unit have any fault, there is a red light will be blinking and hooter will be also ringing. Now, when you are stopping the hooter, then also the red light will be blinking. And when the problem will be removed permanently, then the light will be changed to red to green light. Now, these are the automation technique. Now, is there any question? Hello? May I audible? Hello?
Students. So far, no
Yes,
questions,
audible,
sir.
sir. You are audible, sir.
Audible, sir. So far, no
Okay.
questions, sir.
No, student have any question? Suppose in your this block diagram can be also utilized for your project purpose. In your BTech 4th sem project purpose. Some student want to measure the temperature measurement device. Some student want that I want to measure measure pressure measurement device. There are lots of pressure sensor are there. Electrical type, mechanical type, lots of pressure measurement device are there. Some students want that I want to, so these are the general block. I want to make this session interactive. So please ask some question from student side. What kinds of measure you, what kinds of control you want, or I want to know some parameter which we want to make automatic, or automate some parameter which you want to measure, like temperature, pressure, humidity, or any kinds of industrial requirement. I want to know from student side. Hello. Hello.
Sir, no student are give any response, sir.
Students can students can give response in Hindi also. I'm comfortable in Bengali, Hindi, and English, both three language. So if you any problem, you can ask question in Hindi also. I just make this slide in student purpose only.
Sir, hello.
Yes.
Sir, can you explain transducer? What is transducer, please?
Sir. Okay. Please mute your microphone because it is not.
Speaker, sir, your audio was muted, sir.
Hello. Now,
Now audible, sir. Audible. Now
okay,
audible.
okay, okay. Okay.
Your screen is not.
Can you audible? Can you
Yes, sir,
audible
audible,
now?
but audible, sir.
Yes,
But the
sir, you
slides
can
are
audible.
not.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Sites,
our skin is not required. Skin is not required. Okay, thank you. Uh, the question is that what is transducer? Now, transducer is a device which converts one form of energy to another usable form of energy. Usable form means now in industry we are using electrical type transducer. What is electrical type transducer? Electrical type transducer.
ఎవరు మాట్లాడతారు ఎవరున్నారు
Electrical,
ఆన్లైన్
electrical type transducer means electrical is convert one form of energy to electrical form of energy. Electrical from now it is required or primary requirement for make a system design or make a automation design, because your first aim is to pick up the signal from the environment. Whatever you want to measure or monitor, like you want to measure the speed of a car, now Hall effect transducer can be used. You want to measure the temperature, now temperature transducer, I am already told the detail of the temperature transducer. Length, speed, RPM, whatever the physical parameter, that is non-electrical quantity. These non-electrical quantity are first converted to electrical form of energy. There are two types of transducer. One is active transducer and another is passive transducer. Active transducer is that transducer which required no external source of power, like piezoelectric transducer. Passive transducer is that transducer which required external source of power, like LVDT, using very low distance can be measured using LVDT. So I'm telling one example. You are the communication engineer, so you record signal for transmitting, but where you get the signal? You get the signal from transducer output. Your measured medium are non-electrical, so you first convert this non-electrical quantity to electrical form of energy. Then this electrical form of energy are further utilized for data transmission purpose. Understand what is transducer? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Next,
sir.
next any question?
No, sir.
It's an interactive session, so please ask some question or tell me some design requirement of industrial automation. What you want to control, because I'm already told that automation process is no any fixed rule. It is totally depend on client need or industrial need. Whatever client want, its design requirement will be changed. Its control technique will be changed. I just tell last few slides and the general process of automation technique. But when you are going to the industry, you should design your own automation technique. As per your measured parameter, your sensor chosen requirement or research sensor will be changed. When your sensor will be changed, your signal conditioning design will be changed, because all sensors are not same conditioning technique. Then your data transmission, though you are all communication engineer, so you know better how to transmit data from one place to another place. So you know there are lots of data transmission technique are there, like optical fiber data transmission, satellite data transmission, simple wired data transmission. Again, data transmission is technique. Data transmission, why data transmission is required? Because your field instrument are situated far away from the control room. So if you want to monitor the field instrument signal or field instrument from your control room, you should require data transmission from field instrument to control room. Then again your display requirement, your depend on the client requirement. Your control technique, how you control your measured parameter. Suppose in a petrol industry, in a petrol refinery, their temperature is very vital part, because if temperature goes very high or some simple surge will be happen, or any kinds of fluctuation, the serious accident can be happen. So you should monitor your continuous measured parameter, and you should change your continuous set point. So all are depend on your need. So want to know what kinds of control you want, what kinds of measured you want, because I cannot tell you the general requirement. Whatever your requirement or your client requirement or whatever you want to control, how to transmit your data. Again, another very important thing, that is uh, that is your monetary condition. Suppose your budget is 200 rupees now, but you are designing a control technique using a computer or using a laptop, then it is not desirable. Industry always want spend very low money to design your own control system. So these are the general requirements. So when you are going to the industry, you should remember all these things, and you should uh, implement. 1 minute. Where is my slide? You should design. Can you see my slide? Hello.
No, sir. No, sir. It's not seen.
Now.
Yes. Okay. It's coming, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir. Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. Yes, sir.
So ask question. Otherwise, I cannot tell you the general requirement. Now there is a LabVIEW software is there. Nowadays, it is a age of virtual instrumentation, intelligent instrumentation. Modern sensor are not like analog type sensor. They have smart sensor. They have some intelligence part is there. They in this part sensor transducer, they they take some decision. There is have some programming part incorporate on the sensor. So they have some intelligence part, like your washing machine. You give some cloth and there is automatic automatic switch is there. As per your requirement, this cloth is washing. Though some intelligence part is there. Now it is the age of man machine interfacing. Human intelligence part we are incorporate in your automation technique. Modern data acquisition card are changing. They have own signal conditioning unit. They have dedicated channel. And nowadays, first we are controlling in your plus you are implementing, and nowadays also you are also implemented microprocessor for your control system. But nowadays we are using PLC and DCS. Now in modern industry we are utilizing LabVIEW based software. LabVIEW is a software. There are some virtual design technique are there. Using this is the age of virtual instrumentation or intelligent instrumentation. Some intelligence part is incorporated in automation process. So I think when you are asking question, that will be helpful for me to tell you how automation can be achieved, because there is no any fixed rule. Hello. May I audible?
Yes, yes.
And I'm very happy if student is asking question in Hindi, Bengali or English. If there is no any question, then I'm thinking that this session is over.
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, I have one question, sir. That
Yes.
the thing is that nowadays everyone using Arduino, Raspberry Pi. So there will be automatically microcontroller are inbuilt. So what is required that again the different microcontroller cost is also increased, but for Arduino and everything, cost are reduced.
The thing is that you are using when you are going microcontroller. I'm telling that for true fact. basically Arduino based control system is totally vendor defined control system. In your industry, when some major technique are implemented Arduino based, it is totally vendor defined. Whatever set point you are setting, suppose you are measuring temperature and the set point is 40 degrees centigrade temperature. But your client cannot change the set point without hampering the hardware circuit. If client want to change, then he asks the vendor, they come to my plant, change my set point. So total hardware will be hampered. Otherwise, total programming will be changed. Again, reburning process will be happen. Then only set point can change. But in case of the software-based instrument, without hampering the hardware circuit, we can change the instrument feature, just changing the software. Suppose in case of your mobile, the basic hardware circuit are basically same. The only thing is that when you are upgrading your software, you totally change the mobile feature. So when in the industry are all the time changing environment, so while your client want to change your instrument without hampering the hardware circuit, it is not possible in Arduino based instrument or microprocessor based instrument. Number one. Number two, there is no any database in Arduino based instrument. Nowadays, continuous process monitoring are happen in industry. So while you are going to the night shift and you record morning shift condition of the plant, you cannot recall software Arduino based or microprocessor based system data. But when you are designing in software based condition, you can recall the data. So these are the requirement of software based instrument. So nowadays Arduino is changing software based instrument. Now any question?
So another one question is there. How pressure is calculated in gas pipelines?
Pressure is calculated in gas pipeline. Very important question. Suppose in a gas pipeline, I want to draw a picture, otherwise it is not possible. Just 1 minute. My screen is shared.
Yes, yes.
Right, 1 minute. Can you see what I am drawing?
No, it is you can share the screen, you can share the desktop, then only you can see.
Yeah, just 1 minute, because I want to draw it. Now?
Now is okay.
Okay, 1 minute. Just 1 minute. Now this is the now suppose this is your gas pipeline. Okay, the gas is flowing here, and this is basically capacitive type temperature, capacitive type pressure measurement device. Here your gas is entering here, and this is a diaphragm is there. Diaphragm means when your gas hitting here, this thin film diaphragm, it will be changing its dimension, and here the distance d is changing. This is a fixed plate and this is the uh, this is basically the changeable diaphragm. Here C is equal to epsilon A by D. I'm not epsilon here. This is the capacitive type pressure measurement device. Here, the overlapping area A is fixed, only the distance D is changing. As a result, when D is changing, we get the C, capacitance C. Using this capacitance, so this is your pressure measurement device, pressure gas pipe. And this gas pipe pressure is non-electrical quantity. So this gas type pressure is first, our aim is to convert. I am telling the first block that this gas pressure is non-electrical quantity. So our aim is to first convert this non-electrical quantity to electrical form of energy. So capacitive type gas measurement sensor transducer is used for this is one technique. Another technique is piezoelectric type pressure measurement device can be also used. This is capacitive, so C can be measured using your DSOT bridge. Using your DSOT bridge, we get the output voltage. Then this output voltage is again design your signal conditioning unit, data transmission unit, display unit, and you can control your gas pressure. This is the general technique of the process of the gas pressure measurement. Can you understand, or I can elaborate it more?
Okay. If you elaborate, you can elaborate, sir.
Basically, first you think that what you want to measure or what you want to monitor. So here your target thing is that gas pipe pressure is measured. So pressure measurement transducer, what are the pressure measurement general transducer? That is capacitive type transducer can be using pressure. Piezoelectric type transducer can be used for measuring pressure. So you can, and your another requirement is output must be in electrical form. So you can use capacitive type transducer or piezoelectric type transducer. Output is in electrical form. Then the requirement, you just think the block, that whatever block I am telling, then you design your own signal conditioning unit. Then your client requirement, from where to where you want to transmit the data. It is wired or it is wireless. If it is wireless, then how much distance is there. Then display unit, again your client requirement, whatever, how to see the data in 7-segment display or in computer, or just want to see the data in your mobile, or some control also there. Control, simple microprocessor based Arduino based control can be done, or any kinds of PLC based control you can achieve. Of the simple manual control you can achieve. All your requirements are totally depend on your industrial need or client need. Okay, any question again?
No, sir. So far, no questions.
Any from student side? Any question from
Sir,
student side?
sir, another one question is there. It is possible to achieve 100% automation?
Nowadays, 100% automation can be achieved because nowadays our instrumentation engineers, our aim is to make the industry 100% automated. All things will be automatically done, including quality checkup is also can be done using automatically, and product development also can be done in automatically. So in our instrumentation engineer is to aim 100% automation. It can be done. It can be possible. It can be possible. Any other question?
The next question is there. Can we find the gas pressure in gas pipeline by using drone or laser technology?
Whatever, what?
Drone or laser technology?
Drone means I cannot understand your. You just repeat the question again.
Is it possible to find out the pressure in gas pipeline by using drone or laser technology?
Uh, gas pressure. Gas pressure can be laser. It is possible, but it requires some research because pressure is measured using laser. So it is another research topic how you measure pressure using laser, because there is no any ready-made sensor are there. Using the ready-made sensor or laser-based sensor, using laser-based sensor, as per my knowledge, using laser you can measure the pressure. So it is possible, everything is possible, but it requires some literature survey or um, or or research, because as per my knowledge there is no any laser based gas pressure measurement technique are there in available in market, but it is
Sir,
possible.
maybe what type of gas pressure sensor is there in the market?
Gas pressure sensor, basically we are using in industry capacitive type gas pressure sensor. Basically we are measuring pressure in respect of gas, whatever it is, gas or water or whatever it may be. Our aim is to measure the pressure. So most of the industry we are using capacitive type. Some basically in any measurement system there are two kinds of system. One is primary transducer and another is secondary transducer. Primary transducer is basically the sensor. It just sense the measured parameter and gives a reflected reading, and transducer convert one form of energy to another usable form. Now in this the previous picture, diaphragm is the sensor and transducer is the total system, that is capacitive type pressure measurement device. So using primary transducer, there are in a day now IC based sensor are there. Using this IC based sensor, there are VLSI technology is there. Using this primary transducer, some IC based sensor, using IC based sensor are basically using, or in traditional system, traditional instrumentation like piezoelectric type gas sensor or capacitive type gas sensor, some IC based or VLSI based sensor are nowadays available in market. Using that we can measure your our gas pressure, but it's total depend on your monetary condition, how much budget is you have, or whatever you want, or your industrial need.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. This is the questions are there. Now, no questions. You can continue your next slides.
No, I don't want to continue because I just give the overview of the automation technique. And if you just ask some question, I just give the solution how to control, because there is no any fixed rule. So I cannot make any kinds of another slide. I just I just give a overview idea like this. I'm going to the first slide in the block diagram. What made just where is the block diagram? Can you hear my slide?
Yes,
Can you
yes,
see my
yes.
slide?
Yes, 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 sir.
These are the basically while we are designing our syllabus. While you are designing our syllabus, or why you are when we are designing our curriculum, we introduce analog electronics, digital electronics, optoelectronics for designing this signal conditioning unit. In instrumentation or electrical engineer learn sensor and transducer, but nowadays communication engineer very they are learning very less amount of sensor and transducer, but in electrical engineer or instrumentation engineer they learn very elaborately sensor transducer. Measurement is
Sir,
also we learn in your syllabus. Data transmission we learn in BTech syllabus. Display unit, every semester we are incorporate one computer paper, because nowadays modern automation system are computer based system. Now control system, PLC, DCS, on off control, microprocessor is already in our syllabus. So while students are want to learn or want to design their own automation process or own automation technique, so so just remember this block diagram. While you are designing these, your all BTech knowledge will be implemented here. While suppose your display unit, your data transmission unit, you're designing your own signal conditioning unit, there is no in industry, no one help you. Just your whatever you learned in your BTech syllabus, that is enough for designing your own signal conditioning unit, choosing your own data transmission unit, your control unit. That's that's all.
And sir, one question is there as a EC engineer, that in industry or automation industry, it is only based on that instrumentation and electrical. Is there any chances is there for
No,
EC?
that is wrong. That is wrong. Totally wrong. Because you see that in this block diagram, data transmission is a very vital part, and nowadays in software industry also hire electrical engineer, uh, instrumentation engineer, EC engineer, because they have very good programming knowledge, but they don't know. In computer science, people, they don't know how to transmit the signal, how to condition the signal, how to pick up the signal from environment. They all they I'm not they are only good programmer, but nowadays software people always want EC people, electrical people, or instrumentation people, because they have the knowledge of sensor transducer, signal conditioning unit, data transmission unit, display unit, measurement, control system. So hiring a EC people, industry get a complete man, because EC people know software programming, microprocessor, analog electronics, basically how to design signal conditioning unit, how to data transmit, how to design display unit. This total, whatever I am seeing, writing here in this blog, they have the all knowledge. So there is huge scope of automation industry uh, for EC people.
Okay, sir. Maybe there will be no questions. So thank you for that much of interactive session. Maybe first time I see that any webinar can that much of interactive session, it will be done.
So
So
without introduction, it is not possible, because
uh,
in case of the automation, there is no any fixed rule. Your design requirement, as per your design requirement, your total system design will be changed. Every time your client requirement will be changed. Every time your control technique will be changed. Whatever you want, that or your industry want, that is vital part. So you should give happy to your client.
yes, obviously we have to happy our client. So sum up that the idea what is automation, because myself is at the very teaching field only, so I don't know what is going on in that the industry, but have some idea this type of thing are going on. So sir is clearly explain what are the things are going on in that the industry, and what type of scope is there, what type of measurement, what type of things are going on. So thank you for this interactive session. Thank you very much. Now I will handed over that my joint coordinator Farooq for that the valedictory. Farooq sir.
Sir, I'm
Ah
here,
sir.
sir.
Valedictory sir.
Yes, sir. And I hope we people learned and gain some knowledge and like some automation process, signal conditioning unit, and the current scenario, what are the current automation scenario in the industries present days in the market. I thank to Speaker Dr. Bivas Roy sir. On behalf of VMTW, I would like to thank Speaker Dr. Bivas Roy sir for accepting our request, spending his valuable time with us to deliver valuable lecture to all of us. And I'm very thankful to sir for answering all our queries. Thank you, sir. And I
Okay,
would like
thank
to thank I would like to thank our management VMTW and the Principal G. Apparao Naidu sir and HOD Vijay Kumar R. Urkude sir for their continuous support. And my heartful thanks to Coordinator Dr. Samarin Chatterjee sir, who played a key role in the conducting webinars. And my sincere thanks to colleagues and all staff members of our department for their encouragement. So finally, also very thankful to all the participants for registration, participation, and showing interest in today's webinar. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks to all.
you. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Samarin, sir, regarding feedback link and these things.
We can share the feedback link by today night, and you can
Okay.
receive the certificate within 1 week. Okay, within 1 week, all the participants, all the active participants, they receive their e-certificate in their respective mail address. And today night, we are sharing that the feedback link to the Telegram group.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all the participants for being present in here, for attendance and all these things. Thank you everyone.